What's up YouTube? It's Big Fish here with another reaction video. Today we're here with Margaret of Face of the Nation on CBS. She's talking to her favorite terrible mayor of LA, Mayor Karen Bass, talking about the lack of having a permanent fire chief. She doesn't see a problem with that. She let the city burn for a couple days, not just a day, a couple days, because they didn't have water in the fire hydrants, and it spread throughout LA. So I don't know how you don't see a problem with that, Karen, but let's hear what they have to say.
We turn now to Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Good morning, Madam Mayor.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay. Glad you can hear me. We are looking at immigration issues 6 months in. You have had such a firsthand experience out in LA, given the deployment of U.S. troops. The president ordered the early release of nearly half of the National Guard from LA. Have they departed yet? What are the remaining ones doing?
Well, I believe they've departed, but they were never needed in the first place. And
I did a video on her yesterday. You already know how I felt about that. They needed to be there, Karen. They were destroying businesses. These rioters and protesters, they were destroying businesses. They were going to federal business buildings, the two buildings that they're at, shooting fireworks off, causing commotions, trying to square up with officers, with the military. You're delusional.
Remaining ones are doing what they were doing all along, which is essentially protecting two federal buildings, one of which in Westwood, where there never has been a big protest against the immigration raids. This is just such an incredible misuse of not only taxpayers' money, but of the young people who are in the National Guard, who've had to leave their families, their jobs, and their education for this deployment that is completely unnecessary. 4,000 troops, my understanding is most of their time has been spent in complete boredom, playing video games, and essentially waiting around.
In boredom, playing video games. You think that's what they were doing? You think they had time to play video games while there were rioters literally just being nuisances to them? Being just disrespectful to their country, flying different flags. Why are you flying different flags? You can go to that country and live there, you know. You know that, right? Disrespecting the American flag. Dude, Karen, you're the worst.
Because again, 4,000 deployed.
You're the worst.
And about 200 actually used.
The White House, of course, argues they deployed them because there was interference with the operations of law enforcement in carrying out some of the roundups. There are still enforcement actions by ICE taking place. You have talked about your objections, as you described them, to masked men, unmarked cars, drawing guns, snatching people off the street. You filed a Freedom of Information request to, quote, know who these masked men are.
No.
Why, though, is their identity important to you? Do you plan to prosecute them?
In her wildest dreams, she ever think about prosecuting ICE members.
Well, no, let me just explain. Because you have people who are literally walking down the street, sitting at bus stops, are individual vendors selling fruit on the street. These masked men pull up in unmarked cars and jump out of the cars with rifles and detain people. So for the average citizen, it looks like it's a violent kidnapping. So you should never have that. They don't identify themselves. And furthermore, to your previous guest, how on earth do they know that they're a threat when they're just chasing random people through parking lots, at Home Depots, going to car washes and rounding up people?
The reason they're going there is because they know where these illegals are, Karen Bass. They're just not going to these different spots that you're saying, Home Depot, car washes, and food vendors, and just arresting just legal civilians. Like, what are you talking about? And most of the time, they already have a warrant for their arrest. They know the people that they're trying to get. And sometimes it's collateral, AOE, area of effect. If you're illegal and you're in that area and we're coming to get someone and you're there, you're coming with us as well.
Well, it's difficult to get your car washed in Los Angeles now because most of the car washes, the employees won't come to work out of fear that a raid will take
Why?
place.
Why?
Well, the acting director says that his agents, some of them fear that their families will be retaliated against, and that's why they are covering their faces, that they do wear markings for the agencies that they work with. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, let me
Well,
just tell you that the masked men are not from Los Angeles. And so how their families could be retaliated against. And then what is that to say to local law enforcement, the Los Angeles Police Department, none of whom are ever masked, who always identify themselves and
Because they're
even
not
hand
doing
someone
anything.
a business card. So that
You're
makes
not letting them
absolutely
help
no
and
sense
assist.
at all. And I don't know, but I have a hard time believing that the woman selling pineapples on the corner is going to attack an ICE agent. And then when he says that there's identification, the problem is many of these men are in plain clothes with vests on that say police. It looks like something that they could have gotten online. I think it's really important to point out the extreme nature of the randomness. And, you know, Holman has said, he's mentioned a number of criteria for why they stop people. One of the points of criteria is physical appearance. Los Angeles has 3.8 million people and about 50% of our population is Latino. So I guess that means 50% of Los Angeles could be possible suspects in an immigration raid.
Well, Tom
It's
Homan
ridiculous.
has said physical description cannot be the sole factor for reasonable suspicion, but things like location, occupation, physical appearance add up, particularly if a person runs away or if there's a tattoo or something. You don't seem to believe that.
Location, sitting at a bus stop, walking down the street, selling fruit. No, I do dispute that. Absolutely. And, you know, again, the National Guard should have never been deployed in the first place. We did not ask for them.
You don't need to ask for them. When we see that a city is burning, that's the whole reason they have to come. I'm trying to call out her name because I'm trying to be civil. I know she's trying to play a certain picture so she can stay elected in Los Angeles, but California, y'all have to get this bad actor out of there. California's already a shithole. Everybody's leaving there and trying to turn other places like Texas into a Democratic stronghold. No, stop. Why would you move somewhere else and try to change it to what your other spot was like? It doesn't work. It clearly doesn't work. Look at this terrible actor. I don't think she's right in the head. I don't know what's wrong with her. Her and Gavin Newsom, I don't know what they be talking about. Are they on the same page? Are they using needles? Can we lift up her sleeves?
Is the federal seizure of power from a governor deploying the National Guard when the National Guard were not even needed.
Court allowed
We
it.
had protests. At the end of the peaceful protest, there absolutely was some violence and some looting and vandalism. We brought that completely under control. The troops have never been involved.
You didn't bring that under control. Trump brought that under control. Are you
in crowd control, never involved in the protests. They have been guarding a building. Our police department and our sheriff's department are the ones that brought the protests when it devolved into violence under control. We never needed the National Guard in the first place. This is a political stunt, a terrible misuse of taxpayers' dollars.
No, it was a great use.
There's more we could talk about here, but I want to ask you about fires because we are now officially in fire season. It was just 6 months ago we saw those blazes in LA. You fired the then fire chief for, you said, a failure to prepare. But you still don't have a permanent fire chief in that role. Isn't that a problem? Are you prepared?
Do you have water?
No, I don't think that's a problem at all. Our interim.
This is what I'm talking about. She's got to be using needles or something. You don't think there's a problem after you just had that horrific fire that burned down all those homes for those people? I don't really care about the celebrities because they got plenty of money to go build a house somewhere else. But for the regular folk, who don't have that type of money to rebuild. Are you dumb? Those people still haven't been able to go into those areas to start helping rebuild or get their stuff. Karen Bass.
Fire chief has 40 years of experience. In fact, he had just recently retired. I called him in out of retirement during the fires. He was doing the Emergency Operations Center. So he stepped in, didn't miss a beat by taking over the fire department. And we are prepared. We do know that it's fire season.
So is your plan to keep him in place since you brought him out of retirement and put him in an interim basis?
No, I'm sorry. No, we're doing a national search, and he is certainly open to.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. LA, vote this woman out. She's going to get y'all killed. What?
To apply, but the nation's second largest city needs to make sure that we search the nation for the best talent. And I'm sure that there will be people in the department that apply, but we want to cast the net wide. We did the same type of search for our police chief.
Okay.
In the meantime, he is more than capable of managing.
Well, we wish the city well. We will be watching.
I swear, if a fire breaks out and there's no water out there again, and they can't get and help these people save their property, their land, their livelihood, I'm gonna lose my shit. Cause she is absolutely incompetent in her job. I don't know how y'all elect these type of people. Is it off of skin color? What is it? Cause she clearly has no merit. She doesn't know what she's doing. And then Gavin Newsom, I'm not even gonna get started on him because he wasn't in the video, but man, California, stop electing these people. Go red, please. You've seen these Democratic strongholds. I live in Denver. I came out here to fight. That's the only reason I'm out here. Once I'm done, I'm out of this mug trucker. I'm going somewhere else. This is nasty work. Illinois, Maine, New York, Washington. There's so many Democratic strongholds that just show you they're not for the people. They're letting their cities just be destroyed. Help yourselves, please. Just help yourselves. This is Big Fish. Here with another reaction video. Go down to the comment section. Tell me how you felt about the video. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. We're out. Peace.